When you hear that a club of this magnitude is interested in you being a head coach, it's been a dream of mine from when I was a boy. I'm walking into a group of players who actually got so much respect for what they've already achieved. Will they believe in my message? I actually enjoy that. Sounds a bit crazy.
Yeah.
I'm a bit crazy, but I enjoy that challenge. I'm not going to try and be anyone else other than myself. And if I succeed, hopefully I do. Fantastic. And if I don't, I've done it my way.
Really excited to see Liam Rosenior, the new Chelsea manager. My friend, I haven't seen him for a long time. He's managed Hull, Strasbourg, Derby, but now he's Chelsea manager. So we're going to get the first take on the future and what he plans for the club. Liam, good to see you, mate.
Good to see
Congratulations.
you, my friend. Oh, flipping heck, I need to take you off the chair.
Yeah, you're on it.
Yeah, I'm on it, I'm excited.
Talk to me about the last week, because the speculation started.
Yeah.
You're manager of Strasbourg. How'd you deal with that?
Great question. You just try and stay as calm as you possibly can. I had to create some unbelievable connections with my players at Strasbourg, with some of the fans, with the staff. But when you hear that a club of this magnitude is interested in you being a head coach, and for me, Joe, it's been a dream of mine from when I was a boy. You know, that's not a cliche or anything I've made up. People who know me in my life, I know I've worked for pretty much my whole life to have an opportunity like this. I couldn't turn it down. Spoke to the guys on the Sunday, flew over from Strasbourg, and then after that, it's been an absolute whirlwind, but very, very enjoyable whirlwind.
I don't know where I've heard it, and tell me if I'm wrong, but as a child, did you draw a picture of yourself? You know, like at school, they said, "What do you want to be when you're older?" And did you draw a picture of yourself as a manager and not a player?
Mate. That's
different, right?
My dad still got it.
Really?
Yeah, he still got it.
So
it's weird.
Even before you wanted to be a footballer, you wanted to be a coach?
100%. So when I was, you asked my mates, who I'm still friends with now, going to school in Bristol. I was managing the school team at 11.
Really?
I was doing shape with them on the school fields after school. My dad was a player. My dad was a coach, and you always follow. My dad was my hero. Do you know what I mean? So for me, I used to sit, my dad was manager of Gloucester City. It wasn't the biggest level, but my time with him was on a Friday night after school. Me and my brother Darren would go, we'd sit down with him on a kitchen table and do set plays with him for the game the next day. Then I'd be on the coach to go away from home. I'd be in every team talk. And it's just, football's in my blood. You know? And it started at West Ham when my dad was playing, and you know, I'm manager of Chelsea now, so I'm not speaking too highly about that club. But that's where it started. It was in Upton Park. 10 minutes before a game, John Lyle was the manager, and I could smell the deep heat. I was 4 years old, and I was able to warm up with the players. So it's just in my blood, and it's what I've always wanted to do.
We've obviously played against each other.
Yeah, you got the better of me a few times, mate, to be fair.
Listen, you said in the press conference, the physical Chelsea team, and you mentioned about 7 or 8 players being... I've never been known for my physicality, but thank you for the shout.
Flair in that team. That team was unbelievable. Unbelievable. You were monsters, and you ran and tackled, but I hated playing against you, to be fair.
Thank you, mate. Well, yes, and you was a top player as well. You're the man tasked with bringing the club back up to that level. You know, is there anything that stands out that you've got to get going at this club to get us back to that as quickly as possible?
Yeah, I think this club, other than winning, this club's got a huge identity, and it's actually based on hard work. It's actually based on hard work, and it's based on really strong values, and this club wasn't always as successful as it has been in recent years. You know, and I'm lucky because my dad had a history in football in the 80s and 90s. I know this club's been through some difficult times, some difficult times in terms of even administration. Ken Bates coming in, having to work really, really hard. That's what the people from outside of England have an idea of Chelsea, which is right now glitz, glamour, West London. But the core elements of Chelsea is about being difficult to beat, being strong physically, running for each other. And you had that when you were successful. If I can get those values right with this group of talented, honestly, the talent, Joe, when I'm watching them train is scary. But teams that win, they're difficult to beat. They win duels, they run, they're intense, and they're the values of what Chelsea is about as well.
And there's something else you said in the press conference that interests me. You said you've sacrificed time with your family. People don't realise how that seat that you're in is such a hot seat, ain't it?
It's very warm. It's very warm. I enjoy it. Yeah, I have sacrificed time with my family. And I said to myself in France when I was away from him, I have to be successful to make it worth the sacrifice.
Right, okay.
I have to prove that it works. And to be honest, myself, not just myself, Ben Warner, who left his son was born, and he left 2 weeks after his son was born to come out with me to Strasbourg.
Right.
That's the level of sacrifice that my staff have given me to help me become successful. Because you know, Joe, coaching is not just about the head coach, it's about your staff. I'm very fortunate. I've got an incredible staff with me who work really, really hard. I've met some incredible people in the last 2 days who are going to be so helpful to me. It's not always just about the manager. It's about the whole group buying together and buying into it. And it's going to take me time to get to know everyone here, but I want to create that spirit where everyone's really, really proud of what we're doing here.
What's the culture you want to set? The first 10 days, so the lads know.
It sounds strange. Connection, openness, honesty, transparency, and trust. The first word I put to the players was trust.
Yeah.
You have to. If you're not in a place where you trust the coach or you trust your teammate or you trust yourself, you're never going to win games of football. You know what it's like. We've been there. New manager walks in. You're in the dressing room. You're going, all right, let's see what he's made of. It's normal. You know. So for me, I've had that interaction with the players. I think they've got to know me as well as they possibly can do in the last 48 hours. We've had some very interesting meetings. I think they understand my demands. They understand where I think we can go with the talent that we have, and now it's up to all of us to put it into practice.
The fans are a little bit disenchanted with things.
Of course.
You know, we can't shy away from that. I think the players, they was at it for Enzo. Like, for instance, the performance against Barcelona a few weeks ago was, and the Arsenal, have you seen the Arsenal game down to 10 men? I sat there with my kids watching that and going, wow, these lads are capable of that. So it's just about consistency and getting the lads to be doing that.
I think that's the word, is consistency. I was watching the Club World Cup final as a fan. The performance against PSG, it's like 100-degree heat, and they ran and they pressed. And I have to say, I'm open enough to say, Enzo did a fantastic job here in certain ways. It's not up to me. I don't know what happened for me to end up in this position. But there was a lot of good work that's happened before I've come, which is actually very helpful to me. And I have to say as well, in the short period we've had, Callum McFarlane has been magnificent.
I've heard you say that.
The second half performance against Man City was top. The lads ran for 75 minutes away from home at Fulham with 10 men and nearly got a result, and should have got a result through their energy and intensity. I'm walking into a really good group of lads, which actually has been even more exaggerated in that feeling from being in with them the last 2 days. So I'm in a good place with them, and I think they'll buy into me. I think they've seen on the training pitch, not just me but my staff, what we're about in the meetings as well. And I think they're quite excited now that they've got to know me in a short space of time, and I'm looking forward to seeing what comes in the next few weeks.
Once you knew you was going to get the job, Liam, would you ring ahead on certain players? Did you speak to certain players before it was announced? Or no? So your first meeting with the players is here. Okay,
that's important to me. I had a fantastic relationship with Andre Santos last year, Liam Delap, Rob Sanchez I've known from the age of 16, 17 years old, coaching him at Brighton. Purposefully, I didn't want to speak to them. My first step, I want all of the players. I want to have a good relationship with all of them. And actually, I quite like the challenge of walking in the dressing room. I enjoy the challenge of walking in. Enzo Fernandez has won the World Cup. What a fantastic player he is. For me, Moi Caicedo is the best midfield player in world football, in my opinion. I'm walking into a group of players who actually got so much respect for what they've already achieved. So it's a challenge for me. Can they bite? Will they bite on me? Will they believe in my message? I actually enjoy that. It sounds a bit crazy. I'm a bit crazy, but I enjoy that challenge, and that's what you have. If you want to be a successful manager, the first thing you have to do is get your players to buy into who you are and what you stand for.
Ultimately, if you're going to be a manager, they're going to get to know you, right? So they need to know you, whatever you're feeling at that moment.
That's a great point. One of my biggest sayings, and this sounds so counterintuitive with football, because football, you have to win duels and you have to be aggressive and you have to be physical and win fights and be strong. Do you know, sometimes being vulnerable is your strongest card. Being vulnerable with a group, actually being vulnerable to say, I make mistakes, I'm not perfect. I'm going to open myself up to you. That's what I'm going to do with these lads. I'm going to make them vulnerable. I'm going to put them in vulnerable situations where they may lose the ball, where we may concede a goal. But then after that, and they learn that it's okay, and we learn from it to win. I have to be vulnerable as well with them, otherwise they won't be open with me back. So that vulnerability is actually a strength. When you're honest and open, it's the best way you can connect with your players.
I've always thought to myself, with the managers I've worked with, honesty in your emotion. Like, there's nothing worse than a manager walking in and pretending to be angry or pretending to be
100%.
happy. You have to be, you have to be strong and stoic and do that. But you have to be, and because players will see right through that, won't
That's
they?
it. Players aren't stupid. People aren't stupid. If you're not authentic in any way, I'm not going to try and be anyone else other than myself. And if I succeed, hopefully I do. Fantastic. And if I don't, I've done it my way. And that's not saying I'm stubborn. I think my way is the best way. Actually, I listen to different opinions. In certain moments in my career, I've asked the kit man at Derby, Davo, what the team should be. Showing vulnerability, showing him I don't have all the answers. Nobody does. Nobody does. And I'm going to continue being myself. And I'm going to try my very, very best to be successful here, but also to always stay true to what I believe in.
If your first game for Chelsea, it's a proper FA Cup tie, and you talked about intensity and aggression, and you've got English lads who understand it or know it. And is that going to be a little message to you, Esteval, if he plays, or the third round of the FA Cup special, isn't it?
It's special. I love my time in France, but for me to be back now, first game away at Charlton in the FA Cup, that's proper football. And do you know what? It's going to be a great learning tool for me. It's a perfect game to win things consistently, to win games, whether it's in the Premier League or any level. What comes first has to be your mentality and attitude. And tomorrow is going to be a mentality and attitude game. Nathan is a fantastic coach. He plays in his own way, which is so difficult to play against. He's done fantastic to be promoted with Charlton last year. It is an ultimate test of mentality and character. And I'm going to learn a lot about the group. What they've shown me in the last 2 days is they're up for the challenge, but there's nothing like being there and feeling and getting to know the team. And I'm going to learn a lot from the game tomorrow.
I wish you all the very best.
Thank you.
There's so much, like, I'm not just rooting for you because you're my mate, but also you're an English coach. So, like, it's important, mate. It's important for us. Not putting any more pressure on your shoulders.
No pressure, mate. I'm manager of Chelsea now. I've got to do it for... No, I'm enjoying the pressure. I'm aware of what it means for a lot of different people for a lot of different reasons, but what I'm going to do, I'm just going to focus and enjoy the job in every moment. Top man.
Man.
Cheers, John. Nice to see you, brother. Thank you.
Appreciate you.